Welcome back to the Muster Point, the podcast where the only thing taken seriously is the size of the stitch-up. I'm Stu Mendelson, ex-Royal Engineers, veteran of questionable decisions, and once the victim of a prank so savage, I still twitch when I hear cling film rustled.
And I'm Steve Black, former 2nd Royal Tank Regiment, known for his love of banter, my hatred of paperwork, and once being made to sign for my own stapler after it was welded shut.
And it's the triumphant return. The man, the myth, the legend. Well, legend might be pushing it. It's Chizzard.
Cheers, you weapons grade bellends. Great to be back. I've been on special ops, mainly Operation Sofa Command, but I've kept my prank game sharp. By sharp, I mean I nearly got arrested last week for trying to cling film my neighbour's car. Civvies have no sense of humour.
You've been missed, mate, mainly by HR, legal, and the poor sod you prank called pretending to be from the MOD Property Repossession Services.
Hey, if you don't want your front door removed at 2 a.m, you shouldn't leave it on the chain.
Today's chaos, pranks, wind-ups, and live guardroom prank calls that might just get us banned from every garrison in Britain, or knighted, or it could go either way.
From Clingfield capers to stolen berets and phantom kit inspections, we're lifting the lid on the dark arts of military mischief.
So whether you're a seasoned prankster or the poor sod who fell for the old "there's a meeting in room 404" gag, strap in, it's going to get messy.
This is the Muster Point, where the only thing lower than our standards is our sense of humour. Guess who's back, Steve?
Chizzard.
Back
Oh.
again.
How you doing?
I'm good, mate. Yeah.
Where you been? Come on.
Oh, I've been fucking double busy.
Oh,
Double
yeah?
busy. I've been since I last was on here. Been Rome with a trouble and strife, skiing,
David
Um,
Lloyd's.
Cardiff, Cardiff with one of the stag doos from the boys at work.
Having an extension done on your gaff, ain't you?
Having an extension done, so it's just carnage, mate.
I
Baby
mean-
on the way.
I mean, what sort of fucking bloke gets his missus up the duff as an extension, all in the same period of time?
I know.
You're a brave man, aren't you?
A fucking idiot.
Yeah, yeah.
Who does that?
You were skiing in Val d'Isere, or have we had
Uh,
him on since then?
No, you haven't, no, because I'm teens. I was in Tignes.
Oh,
I was telling everyone I was going Tignes.
Yeah, yeah.
People were like, "That's not a place."
So, any new hand creams, hand lotions, anything?
Look at the state of them. Of course not. Look at that.
They look pretty good to me, don't they? So, what we got? What have we been up to, Steve? What have you been up to? Well,
Working.
Oh yeah. We can't talk about that because obviously there was an incident last night on the production line at Coca-Cola, and less said about it the better.
No, we're gonna have to address the elephant in the room here.
Oh, go on. Then.
You're calling her an elephant.
I'm calling you an elephant. So yeah, I had to move departments last night to save Steve Black's shift because they wouldn't have been chaos. Nothing would have got done without me. So had to come in.
He's like a hero, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Rough Ridge.
Have you got
You
that?
come along in his
I need
Wimmick.
a hero. You got that?
Come along
His
with
Wimmick with 50 cows all over it.
Bonnie Tyler. You got that? You got Bonnie Tyler on there. I need a hero. Get that on.
I haven't, mate. No.
Yeah, so come in and for the last few days, Steve's obviously got wind of this. I've kept it stum, but Steve's got wind of it,
Yeah.
and he's going, "Oh, we're gonna terrorise you!" Like we're all, and I'm thinking, what have they got planned? I honestly, knowing that the Herberts they are already, I don't have a clue what they're gonna do, but I know it's gonna be big. I know it's gonna be big. And then, yeah, shall I carry on, Steve?
Yeah, go on,
Yeah. And then,
So you
So-
come in with your cape on,
yeah,
your
come in with the
RAF
tape.
wings.
Yeah. Sit down at my desk and almost, I've probably only been there about 15 minutes. See Steve, say hello, Steve. And then one of the operators come in and she was of the female origin. Not origin, she still is.
The female variety.
The female variety, that's what I meant. And basically she told Steve that he's an idiot. And Steve weren't having none of it. So Steve was getting a bit leery. But hiding behind me at the same time. And
All right, was he? Yeah.
was cacking his pants, mate. You should have seen him.
Was he?
Yeah, it was a side of Steve I didn't know existed. I mean, it was truly like pitiful.
Oh, was it? I don't believe him. Go on. What's your side of it?
As he said.
All right.
And then we had round two where it got even worse. So I ran away.
I missed that one.
He went home. He's jacked it.
I did. I said I can't handle this.
Yeah.
I'm not into hitting people at work, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was close to it.
So
I've got to get myself out
I'm
of
there thinking this is still a practical joke. Like from the off, I'm thinking this argument ain't even real.
This has all been set up for you.
I feel like I'm in Inception. Like this is all a plan. It's all a ploy to get me. And then he was gone.
But she texted me and said, sorry, she wants to buy me a coffee.
You don't drink coffee,
I
though,
know,
do you?
so I told her to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to get her a cup of coffee and throw it in her face.
Fair one.
Loads of extra sugar.
We're friends now.
So we had Three Counties Radio in last week at the Muster Point breakfast, which went pretty well.
It did. It's good. We had a right laugh. George was hilarious, wasn't
he? George was on there.
Yeah.
Arthur. And then Bill was the centre of focus, the centre of attention.
Well, I think Arthur didn't want to talk on the radio. When I asked him a couple of weeks ago, he was like, I don't mind telling you my story, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
He didn't get a chance. She went round with the radio.
Tara's good, isn't
George
she?
didn't want to talk, but...
It's when she come in and she started speaking to you and me, Steve, and then she was like, I do have to warn you, I will be recording at all times.
Oh, jeez.
So I was very mindful to go around to some of our visitors and say, just to let you know, she's recording all the time. Because
she went up to a certain Grenadier Guardsman, and I said, just to warn you about him. He laughed. I said, he's not very politically correct. He went, no, you're better off not filming me.
So, yeah, that should go out. Well, Tara's going to let us know when it gets aired, but I'm guessing it makes sense for it to be in and around VE Day. But yeah, so Bill's going to tell his story of his memories of VE Day as a little sprog in London. And the smog. He keeps going on about the smog, doesn't he? Can see 5 foot in front of you, Stu. What else we got? Oh, yeah, I had a little presentation at work on Friday, which you attended.
Yeah, our mate Kev.
Yeah, Kevin Bonavia, MP for Stevenage, came down again. I keep bumping into him.
Bonneville, wasn't it?
What?
What's his name? Bonavia.
Bonavia, yeah.
I thought it was Bonneville.
Nah, that's a bloody...
Where's he from? Was he?
Bonneville's a biscuit, isn't it? Or a chocolate?
No, yeah. Well, that sounds like...
Or was that Bonville?
Where's he from? He got
originally from Malta. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense now.
But
good chap.
You did say something, Steve, didn't you? You went, I'm fucking fed up with hearing your story about you getting blown up. Fucking hell, right.
It was funny because I was sat at the back of the room and he was doing a presentation. He went, Steve, you're at the back. What's your eyesight like? And I went, better than yours, Stu. And all these people went, oh.
I had to quickly go, well,
okay.
Steve mates it. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, that was interesting.
It's good.
So going back to the cake, obviously we got our VE Day event. Need to ramp up the promotion. So I've made reference to it before. So we got the football shirts. What some signed football shirts and other memorabilia for a silent auction. What we got? Do you remember? You went and picked one up. We spoke about
Barnet shirt. Is it Southend?
So interestingly, Barnet, we got a signed Barnet shirt, and I think it's a match worn shirt.
Oh, nice.
They won the National Conference League just recently.
Amazing.
We got Steve's off.
He's going to get it, is he? You ain't squeezing. Oh, look.
Wreck the place now.
Christ. Just for this joke.
The camera and all sorts.
He's that laptop's going to go.
Bloody hell. Check the camera on Chizard.
Yeah, it still look good.
Yeah.
Talking of Barnet. I've got a new Barnet.
You're on that one. Look into that. Fucking hell, it looks like Hitler, doesn't he?
Going down for nonsense.
Yeah. 20, give me a contact detail for a bloke in Turkey.
Nice.
Yes, anyway, we've got a Barnet shirt.
Barnet shirt.
Southend.
Yeah, Southend.
Chelsea football.
Signed Chelsea football. We've
been told, I spoke to someone at Spurs, they're going to give us a signed pennant.
Signed pennant, yeah. Wrexham shirt, Lincoln City shirt, and also a Liverpool shirt signed by Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Amazing.
Obviously, they just won the Premier League this weekend. And then we got a raffle going on. So you two have been busy getting some raffle prizes. What we got?
Trying. I don't get much luck,
signed picture of Chizard.
Yeah.
Will be on offer.
That's above the Trent Alexander-Arnold sign.
Yeah,
shirt, 100%.
100%.
I've spoke to
Claire from York.
Yeah.
McMullen Brewery, and the main man got back to me. I contacted their normal department, their HR department, and the main man got back to me. His name's Tom, and he said he'll donate a couple of crates of presentation beers.
Nice.
So, not my kind of beer, really. I'm more of a lager lout.
Yeah.
I like an ale.
What did you get, Chizard? You've had some come through.
David Lloyd was the only ones that fucking got back to me, unfortunately. But they've offered a 14-day free trial or trial pass, if you like, at their place, which I think is pretty good because that I think their membership's very expensive. So that's in Stevenage.
That is good.
And it's some outfit. So yeah, so it's a decent little one.
Yeah. We got some football tickets for the raffle. So we got Charlton football tickets for next season, Stevenage Borough tickets for next season. LF Premier Meats have got a £50 voucher for meat, surprisingly. Welling FC are offering a family, I don't know what they call it, a family fun day experience at one of their games next season. Oh, good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
banging.
fucking-
I'm sure we'll get loads of other bits and pieces as well.
Yeah, like some tutters, some booby prizes.
Yeah. Crate of Coke.
Well,
Coke.
yeah. Is it?
Oh, and don't forget the Old Town Barbers as well.
Oh yeah, Old
Let's
Town
go-
Barbers, good old Ian.
Yeah,
Might pop
Ian,
in.
Tom, Jim, and Craig. Hope you're listening.
Yeah.
Great establishment that is. Love that place.
With it's been the London Marathon this
Oh,
weekend.
yeah. How did Sam Stone Street get on?
Yeah, he done all right. So he was 30 seconds under his target 4 hours, which is quite good.
That is impressive.
He's in bits. He starts a new job tomorrow.
Fucking idiot.
That could be interesting.
He's
told me
not a
he's gonna-
personal trainer, is he?
He told me he's going to give me an engineer slap.
Yeah, I don't know. When did he tell you that?
Well, I sponsored him, and you can put a comment.
Yeah.
So I put all engineers are bumders, and he obviously sent me an email back with through the instead of saying thank you, it was I'm going to give you an engineer slap.
I don't even know what one of them is.
Oh.
But I tell you one thing, that boy can't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. So.
It must be sexual then. I knew it was sexual.
it must be. Fucking
Classic.
wedgeheads.
One of my mates, my army mates, Rob Kopp, his nephew's just passed out of phase 1.
Okay.
Thought I'd, say hello to him.
Yeah.
Alright.
Where,
Sapper.
so where did he do that training? Oh, is he a sapper?
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell.
Salic,
Get everywhere.
Sapper Alex Carmen.
Oh.
And, yeah, he's heading towards Jib Barracks.
Say hello to him then.
Hello.
Go on, no, say hellos like when you answered the phone to your missus earlier when you thought me and
Hello.
Stu and I were listening.
he's hoping to be either a general fitter or an IED search team person.
Oh, ID search.
Well,
Uncle Rob's very proud.
he needs to keep the challenge. I don't know what I'm saying. He needs to bloody just pass out of phase 2 first because he's not fucking an engineer yet until he's got that fucking
Oh,
stable
well
belt.
said. Yeah, I like that.
What do they do in phase 2? Do they build toilets?
Cistern. You just get to the cistern.
no, just the seat.
Phase
bit.
1's the bowl, yeah.
No, you do some good stuff in phase 2. What you do? So watermanship. You learn how to tie.
Ship down.
You learn how to tie knots. You do some basic bricklaying, basic carpentry, and then obviously clearing minefields.
So everyone does a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's your basic. That's your combat
Waste the
engineering, mate.
fucking time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
That's what
master
our
of
tax
none.
is for a little bit of this, little
Yeah,
bit.
I
I want professional expert.
Yeah.
Well, so you say they do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. What, and then do they decide if we're going to pursue
Oh, no,
one
no,
of them
no.
that
So
further, or it's just a base level
So
knowledge?
as a
on
combat
everything?
engineer, you need a rough understanding of
Right.
how to build a brick wall and do some carpentry for your toilets and your showers. You know how to make a basic A-frame to hang
Yeah.
your fucking solar shower on. But yeah, good luck to him, though. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Good career.
Yeah. Just don't get blown up.
Yeah, just hope he doesn't turn into a cunt as well.
Shots fired.
Creasy's said he's one of the lads and he'll never forget his roots because I let everyone know last week he's trying to be an officer. He didn't like that.
So have we got clarification? Is he trying to become an officer?
Well, he reckons he ain't, but
Yeah.
I've had very good.
Well, we've seen the application
Yeah.
at Sandhurst, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone sent me a picture of it.
Yeah. I'm sure we can get Steve to come up with one for the next podcast
Yeah.
so he can get on a camera.
Rab's got in touch again. We ain't heard from him for a while. He said he loves the podcast. And can we mention that he's starting a coffee and cake morning in the Gulfport area of Florida?
Yeah.
Details to follow.
Nice. If he can do us one favour in return, so our signed Wrexham shirt, obviously the Wrexham are owned by Machiavelli and
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, and that obviously they got a big following out in the States. So once it goes live, he needs to share it for us.
Yeah. Aaron Gregory, he told me that he once managed to fit 7 €1 coins under his foreskin.
Fuck yeah.
In what formation? Christmas tree, 442. Addy. I want picture evidence, personally.
Was that just for like a bet or just personal interest?
Yeah, new
Bored.
lad thing, initiation, I suppose. Or probably just bored on range.
Initiation, I was about to say, that's
just
tame.
range guard bored when you're stagging on, innit? Slokes mentioned that in phase 2 he was dick to play enemy for a final attack, and the last day would be an early morning assault. So he was in his shell scrape waiting for the onslaught, but then he realised he needed a shit, so he jumped out of his shell scrape, had a dump in front of his shell scrape, didn't have any bog roll, but then an M&M wrapper blew past, so he grabbed that, wiped his arse, and threw it. And then when the enemy attacked his shell scrape, they got covered in shit.
Imagine why.
What's the M&M?
They're like quite shiny and smooth, aren't they? So like,
It's better than nothing.
Foil lined, isn't it? Or whatever, yeah.
fair play to him. All right. So what's the point? So that people have been waiting for this episode, haven't they? What is it?
Pranks.
Pranks. So you've been developing this, haven't you?
Got a few, yeah.
This is your bread and butter, Steve.
We got. What we're going to do, so later on we're going to talk about pranks we've all experienced or been part of or instigated, and then Steve has set up the possibility of us ringing some guard rooms with pranks.
And listeners.
And, good job you're here, Chizard, you don't have to worry about it.
I do feel like we should let them, if we get away with it, just don't say nothing.
Yeah,
When they listen to it, it'll be funny then.
Yeah. So the icebreaker question for both of you: what's the greatest prank you ever saw or got stitched up with in the military?
I have to think about that one.
Well, I've got a few. Go
on.
So I was on Castle Martin Ranges, and you're there for 2 weeks normally. And my mate Kev Williams, he spunked on Susie's pillow.
Yeah.
It's just sort of standard stuff. But Susie, this is like the first couple of days, stuck Kev's toothbrush up his arse.
Right.
Got a photo of it, stood there with this literally like an inch of it hanging out. And then said no more. At the end of the range period, you normally have like a bit of a piss up and they'll put a slideshow, a presentation on the screen. So the last photo was this picture of Susie with Kev's toothbrush hanging out his arse. He'd been brushing his teeth for 2 weeks with that.
Well, surely you'd notice, wouldn't you? No?
You're normally pissed.
Oh, yeah, true.
And my mate Dowie,
and you don't brush your teeth.
Yeah.
As a tanky.
my mate Dowie, he was a fucker. We had these rooms in Germany. You either had single man rooms, 2-man rooms, or like a room with a bit of a partition. And he was in one end with this lad called Brownie, who loved goldfish. So Dowie used to go in there and get his goldfish and put a couple of them in his kettle.
Yeah.
So then Brownie would make a cup of tea and he'd boiled his own goldfish.
Oh,
and he'd do it all the time.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Do you know, you just said about the spaffing on someone's pillar.
Yeah.
That happened in Chatham. So we were in Chatham. We were in, the second time we were there, we was in like big sort of 10-man rooms and that. And there was this lad called Goose. And he was a very feminine, he looked like a child when he wasn't. And he had this missus, he always, every weekend used to go home. Do you know, we spoke about it last week where people that used to go home in the UK every weekend used to piss us off. And, but he was also up his own arse. Like he was like a rake. Like he couldn't fight his way. Another Sam Stone tree, couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. But he was also up his own arse. Like thought he was better than everyone. And my mate Jacko took offence to this. One weekend, fucking we're pissed up on the block, and Jacko empties himself in a sexual way onto Goose's pillow, and Goose used to always come in at about 1 o'clock in the morning. So we're on a like Monday morning. So like we're all like that, waiting up, like, and he's just got in and got his head down, and it's like, oh mate. So if
it's horrible when it's cold as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
I remember another time I was in Battus and my mate Ginger, Fox Piss, and Fivehead. We was in a Liga, which is a big rectangle, tanks all on the outside in lines and everyone else in the middle, whatever. Anyway, you do maintenance and stuff like that. So we was having a bit of lunch, and then Ginger and Fivehead called me over and went, come look at this. So their driver, Sheep's Teeth, I don't know what he was doing, some inspections on a track or something. And we run out of oil, but we're frying him a bit of spam up in piss. So they filled the frying pan up with piss. They fried it right up. They pulled him over, and his name is Albert. And Albert, here, got your sandwich, and he's sat there eating his sandwich, and everyone's going, "Is that nice?" He's like, "Yeah, it's lovely." With his sheep's teeth.
Scotties are horrible, aren't they? What about anything in the RAF?
Mate,
Anything at all?
I should have pre-thought of this. I can't think of anything.
But nothing worth saying is ringing a bell.
Well, there's a couple of things. I mean,
mortars in the arse.
The goldfish. I mean, the initiations. Yeah, I can tell you about a few of them, but not really pranks. The one you said about the goldfish was horrible. I remember on tour there was I won't say the name, but a lad. I just met him because went out short notice anyway, and this lad, he had a problem with a full screw, and the full screw was out of the pod for whatever reason. And this full screw had a tube of Barocca tablets on his bed, and he used to take them every day or whatever. This other lad I know, he was the driver of my Ridgeback, and he's done the goppiest, greeniest, like proper from his lungs into his Barocca tube. Like the next day he's in there, he's putting his Baroccas in his thing.
Wouldn't they have all fizzed up though?
Well, they fizz up anyway,
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
they?
true. Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't really a prank. That was just because he hated him, but
Yeah,
it was horrible.
fair one. Any more, Steve?
No, I witnessed someone was at a camp called Nook Camp on Salisbury Plain, little transit camp.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
We went out for a beer one night, and some lad didn't come back, so we thought it'd be a good idea to black nasty his bed space to the roof, the ceiling,
Yeah.
even his bed. It held
Yeah, yeah.
black nasty's unbelievable stuff.
Yeah,
and he come in and just started going mad.
that's a good
I
effort.
think he
that.
slept on the floor though because he couldn't get down.
I got a few of them later on.
We had a lad called Thelma. Well, I can't remember what his real name was, but
Louise.
But yeah, but it was a bit of a drip light. And when we was, I think it was Otterburn, and one of the lads had like a Wi-Fi dongle, and there was no signal up there whatsoever. But he had like this. It was high tech at the time. It was just like a mobile Wi-Fi router thing.
Yeah.
And he was the only one getting signal.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah. And anyway, so there was two flights like fucking kept coming in each other's. So it was our flight who had it. It was my mate Moonhead's, and then next door the other flight, B flight, whatever. They kept coming in and trying to nick it, and they'd nick it sometimes. We'd have to fucking nick it back. And then they nicked it, and we said, right, come on, let's have it back. Like we were about to go in there, like swinging for it. It was like this was precious gold.
Yeah.
And we were like, right, what do you want for it? And they were like, right, we want Thelma, who was on our squadron. We want him black and nasty, naked there was like a picnic table outside these blocks. So Thelma was like, yeah, right, that won't happen. We all turned on him, stripped him down completely naked, freezing. And black nasty him to the table through his mouth and that.
Yeah.
And there's people walking past, and he's there just naked.
Is this during the day?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, take
Brutal, that.
It's graceful.
Take to the lunch
Yeah.
table.
Bullying that is.
Bullying.
Yeah.
Get him sacked.
Yeah, you make me laugh, you two. What was it I listened to the other day? About the Paddington Bear one.
Oh, that's
And
a great joke.
Yeah,
That's a
you
great
were,
joke,
yeah,
isn't it?
You were like, oh yeah, I can't believe they stole the Paddington Bear from the street. I was thinking, either one of you two walked past that when you was a squaddy. When you was young, you'd have been eyeing that up for your squadron.
Yeah, but as Steve said, he'd have planned it better and not get caught.
Rubbish.
I'd have had the bench.
He'd have had his wig on and all sorts.
You'd have had the bench as well. No one would have known. They just thought the council took it away.
Yeah. Oh, go on.
Sleechy sent us a message last week, but we didn't listen to it.
Oh, yeah. Did he?
Yeah.
What, do you want to play it? Yeah.
I can't remember what it is now, but it's funny. It's always funny with him.
Well, we're going to ring him later. Aren't we?
He might be listening.
Morning, lads. Sleechy, radio check over. How's it going? just to say, hope you have a good bank holiday weekend, lads. Don't get in too much fucking trouble. I know what you lot are like. But also, as we're approaching St. George's Day, it's only a week away, I thought I'd give you a quick little story. Obviously, being in the Mighty Fusiliers, St. George's Day was our regimental day. And he's on our cap badge and all that stuff. But anyway, we had a massive fucking... On St. George's Day, there's always a big parade. So it was all on parade, early doors in the morning, all in twos, fucking medals and all that shit. And we had Bobby, the Indian black buck. It's not a goat, it's a buck. So we'll just get that one straight for a start off. If you say it's a goat, you used to end up in the fucking jail. It was mad. But anyway, all on parade, whole fucking battalion. RSM comes on the square. The fucking buck had to have two leads. Bobby the buck, because he used to fucking headbutt everybody. The buck did a shit on the parade square, got fucking jailed straight away. Fucking get that fucking buck off my parade square. Fucking jailed the buck. I'm sure the buck went on orders and got bust. But as the RSM walked down the front rank, fucking eyeballing every cunt, this lad yawned, did a massive yawn. And the RSM stopped, turns and fucking stares at him and goes, "Are you tired? Are you fucking tired?" And this lad was like in shock and he just went, "Yes, sir." So the RSM goes, "Right, put him in bed. RP staff, put him in bed." and he got the fucking provost staff to fucking left, right, beast him off the square, beast him up the fucking road to his block, and made him lie in bed, fucking to attention in bed. And apparently the provost staff was stood above him, pointing the sticks at him, going, sleep. And he was going, I can't fucking sleep. They were going, sleep. Fucking go to sleep. And they made him lie there and go to sleep. Well, obviously he didn't go to sleep because he was shitting himself. But there you go. Fucking mental St. George's Day. Anyway, lads, take it easy. Have a good one. Catch you soon. Laters, boy.
He always cheers me up.
Does it? You spoke to him lately. Did he send anything in later? You said
Oh
that
no,
was
he sent us another video.
Oh, is he?
Another voice note.
He's good.
He's got a good voice for a story, to be fair.
Yeah.
Good storytelling.
You
voice.
should see him. He's like he's a rocker, isn't he? Like got long hair and that.
He
And,
looks like John Lennon.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Right. Bit of Armed Forces veterans news.
Yeah.
You got anything?
Somewhere.
I did see it as they were out. I was going to say, yeah, well, I guess it's celebrating, remembering, I think's more the correct word. 80 years since the liberation of Bergen-Belsen. I know you spent some time out that way, didn't you?
Yeah, did just up the road from it. It's in between. I think it's next to Hona.
Yeah. Did you ever visit it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, there weren't much there. Not
Yeah.
that I wanted much. There's no gift shop.
McDonald's, yeah.
Exactly.
I was hoping for them. You know the machines you put your penny in and you turn it and it. I've been to Belton.
Fucking hell.
No, it's a very eerie place. It's just
Yeah.
mass graves.
But isn't it no birds fly over there or something? Is that a myth? Or?
Well, that part of Germany, I don't remember seeing birds. It's weird. You don't see pigeons and nothing like that. It's weird, yeah. Jays, they're the only birds I ever see. Yeah, it's a weird.
Was Bergen bigger than Auschwitz? I think Auschwitz wasn't the biggest one, but I can't remember which one.
Bergen-Belsen wasn't a death camp.
Oh, okay.
It was like a worker camp. So it was still, I don't know what number it is, but I don't know if it's 100,000, but it was tens of thousands of people died there just from neglect, disease, starvation. It was horrendous. Gotcha. That's where Anne Frank died.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But like I say, there's just a grave, and there's 25,000 people in here. There's 10,000 people in here. It's just
harrowing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How you could do that to another human just because of religion.
Yeah. Sad. And it's good to remember.
Yeah.
I said earlier on, Liverpool won the league this weekend. I don't know. You into football?
Yeah, I'm a Brighton fan, aren't I?
Oh, yeah?
You ain't got a shirt from them, have you, in the raffle?
No, we haven't. Sorry.
Reach out to them then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Liverpool champions. Your mate Twinny will be happy, I guess.
Yeah, and Dog's the
right.
Liverpool fan.
Sound. Obviously, it's been a weak Premier League season, isn't it?
Yes, I mean it's been good, to be fair. I mean, I've enjoyed it just because everyone's in it.
Yeah,
it's not been any.
true,
I mean, even though Liverpool have been the best, they haven't been sort of like the City that were and stuff. But
I found it interesting that United and Spurs are like down the bottom, just above relegation. Crazy. That's your old team, innit, Steve?
It is,
yeah.
Couldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Fair one.
Your Spurs, Millwall,
Watford.
Watford
till I die.
Ooh. Watford for this week.
Yeah. I'll be Norwich soon when I go there.
Yeah.
You're Luton, aren't you?
Luton, yeah. Interestingly, if Luton had been in the Premier League this season with last season's points tally, we would have stayed up.
Oh.
But you can't.
That's like saying if I was good looking when I was younger, I would have lost my virginity before I was 30. I mean, that don't matter.
Well, didn't you
on.
lose your virginity until you were 30? Steve had the hump then.
On Foxy's nose here.
Beaten for 5, sorry.
He snapped again.
Two of his things he doesn't know nothing about, fucking and shagging.
So Bobby Moore from the 1st Battalion Royal Green Jackets, he's asked me to mention that Matt Goss from Bros has released a single called The Not Forgotten, and it's for the Not Forgotten Association, and that's it's to celebrate the anniversary of VE Day, and proceeds go to the Not Forgotten.
Have you heard the Not Forgotten Foundation have invited Steve to Buckingham Palace as their guest?
Amazing.
Yeah, they wanted a VIP.
Yeah. And sorry, remind me of what the Not Forgotten.
I think I think it was set up after the Second World War, and I think it's all about loneliness.
Right.
And I think nowadays they help people if they need tellies, phones, things like that. I think, don't quote me on that.
Right.
We'll do a Bravo Zulu for them at some point.
Yeah.
Explain it a bit more. But I I've never heard anything bad about them.
That's good.
Yeah, like I say, and there's a garden party. I think they do every year. They just get people together.
Oh, nice.
But
Have you heard the single then?
I have, and
Go on,
reckon?
let's hear it.
my style of music, but it's a good song.
Go on, what does it sound like?
But no, Matt Goss has said this song is about everyone who has served, will serve, and continues to serve this country. We should not just support these troops in times of conflict, but in times of peace as well. These people and their stories should never be forgotten. I hope everyone can support this song, sing it loud and proud, and celebrate these incredible heroes.
Fair play to him.
Yeah, good.
Or
on.
maybe he's looking for another number one. But then saying that all the proceeds go to.
I don't think he needs money to be
Yeah.
fair.
All right, so that's Matt Bross from Goss. We've established that one.
Hang on.
What?
Did you say that right?
Matt Bross from Goss.
No,
Matt,
the other way.
Matt Goss from Bross.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them. Well, I have, but only through Only Fools and Horses.
Well, maybe you should download this
Single?
single, and yeah, your money will go to some real soldiers.
Oh, right, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Raffrage invited, don't they?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, another other news. Happy birthday to John Morris. He served with the Raiding Support Regiment, and he's 103.
Fucking hell. Do you
Yeah.
know him, dear?
I don't
How'd you find out about that?
news.
Oh, you just looked it up.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we had a connection to him then. But
Ah, I think he's a Chelsea pensioner.
nice. Well done, John.
Yeah, from
Happy
Ukraine.
birthday, John.
There's still a war going on in Ukraine.
Standard.
Mm.
Yeah, they're talking about now. I think what's his name? Klitschko, the boxer.
Oh, yeah.
He's now made a statement that they're probably going to have to give a bit of land. Yeah,
Mm.
you can't defend the country you got, so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, what? So whatever Klitschko says goes, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, I back him over Zelensky in a fight.
At the end of the day,
True.
what else are they going to do? You know, they've lost half their country.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
shit. But
They can't keep going on like that, can they? Russia's just forced their hand. They
Yeah.
don't have a choice, really. Shit, I don't agree with it, but
Oh, what can you do?
you can't keep
Yeah,
throwing young men into the fire, can you?
Yeah.
yeah,
At the end of the day, when this war does stop, there's going to be a lot of messed up young men.
yeah.
And yeah, I dread to think what it's going to be like for the Ukrainians once this war stops.
I reckon Ukrainian veterans will still get better support than us in the UK. Probably because we'll be sending aid there
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it. Oh, God. All right, listen to sit rep. Anything come in that you haven't mentioned, Stephen?
I've got loads.
Oh, he always has loan. He loves it.
First of all, I'd like to mention there's a book that's been written. That's what happens with books.
Yeah.
I work with Jason McCluskey. His wife's cousin was in the Green Jackets. And he's wrote a book, and it's called Been Nowhere, Done Nothing. And his name is Paul Glazebrook.
Is it a forces book, is it?
It is. It's about Green Jackets. This is his story about his time in the British Army. He went to Northern Ireland, Jamaica, Canada, and Iraq. Yeah.
That's all right. What do Green Jackets do in Jamaica?
I don't know.
Smoking
But,
the green.
no, the reason I want to mention it is because when I was talking to Jason, because I was with the Green Jackets on Telic 10 at Badger Palace, and it was a really shit time, to be honest. Yeah, and this story is, I'd imagine a big chunk of that is about that tour.
Yeah.
So I bought it. It'll probably take me about 3 years to read. 'Cause I'm still learning to read.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine like some of my mates in Badger Squadron, because we was with them for quite a lot of the time. Should be a good read. And some facts from Telic 10. I noticed, just the time we had from May to November in Badger Palace, there was 1,750 mortar and rocket attacks, 297 small arms contacts, and 100 IEDs. And that was just one battle group in Badger Palace. Like, it was a mental time.
What period of time you said that was?
May to November 2007.
Jesus, 6 months, like.
Yeah, well, it's not even 6 months because the time we was the last people in Badger Palace. We pulled out when the politicians sold us out,
Mm.
and the militias allowed us to leave basically, but it was sold to us like we've won, But it was years later when it was a Chilcot inquiry and it come out basically the government and politicians had done a deal to release prisoners if we give them back. We had to give them back Badger Palace or the city of Badger basically. Release prisoners and they would let us out.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause we were, to be fair, we was under siege. Like
Right.
we couldn't get out without people dying. It was really bad.
Jesus Christ.
And that was Warriors, like
Yeah, yeah.
heavily armored. Challenger 2s couldn't get to it.
Jesus.
Um,
I never really knew about that. Like how.
it was overshadowed because that was when Afghanistan was really kicking off as well. 2007, that was when it
Yeah.
Yeah.
was so quiet. Afghanistan, all of a sudden it went off.
Yeah.
But Yes, and like I say, to resupply the palace, it was a monster because it was a whole battle group there. They used to have Challenger 2s from Basra Airport used to meet the warriors halfway,
Right.
and then the convoy would come in, and it used to kick off. And every time, at least one person.
Why they not airdrop you?
Because they'd shoot them out of the sky.
Really?
Yeah,
That
they used to use Merlins, and they'd have a lynx normally with the Merlin, and the lynx's job was to like distract it. So they'd fly like a lunatic,
Yeah.
getting shot at, and the Merlin would dive in.
I'm straight
And
in.
there was so many. There's probably 800 people there.
Really?
So-
Did much aircraft get shot out of the air over there?
I don't know, to be fair.
Right.
They did. There
Or
was
just
a
didn't
few.
risk it.
Yeah, I say there was so many people there, plus ammunition, parts for the vehicles. They couldn't airdrop.
Right.
Yeah. Serious shit. Though,
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But like I say,
Yeah.
it should be a good book. So it's been nowhere, done nothing. That's on Amazon.
Nice.
Nice.
Anything else? I got one from it's that Michael Moore again.
Yeah.
Who sent it in. He sent it, and I said it last week. So he sent this in on the 17th of April, which I don't know, a little bit ago, isn't it? But he's just. So he sent us a message or a newspaper clip of APC armored personnel carrier, basically driven into the colonel's office, and he remembers one of the guys banging on his door in the early hours, shouting, "Bobby, come outside, mate! Somebody's driven an APC into the colonel's office." To which I replied, "Go back to bed and stop being a cunt." The banging continued and him screaming. "I'm fucking serious, mate," his mate says. So I've done. His English ain't too good here. I will forgive him for that. Basically,
Infantry.
infantry.
He's English.
So he's jumped out of bed. He's gone out in his flip flops and pants. And 20 yards away, sure enough, there's a fucking great big APC sitting in the colonel's office with the engine still running in the middle of the night. As you can imagine, not an everyday sight. So he gets back into his room a bit sharpish. Anyway, after he got back into his pit, the whole fucking block went mental. Senior NCOs running around, screaming, banging on the doors. Everyone get the fuck outside on the main square now. At this point, he realised, here we go. This is not going to be a fun experience. And that really rings home for me. Do you know when you're like, your stomach's like in your arse, like, oh God, this is, even if it ain't nothing to do with you. Yeah, so all the battalion are out, now been woken up on a Sunday morning, and the majority of the blokes still in a half-pissed state, wondering what the fuck's going on. So he stood on the main parade square. Pads are there. Pads have been woken up. You know, it's fucking going to get bad. RMPs, SIB, along with the RSM, talking about criminal acts and that every effort should be made to root out the culprits responsible. No one would be allowed to leave the camp until further notice. And then, like, the next day, the Sun newspaper get wind of it, turn up, and it's on the front page. And no one has been identified in all the investigations of who drove the APC into the colonel's office, and that was in Mercer barracks in Osnabrück. Actually, he's asking us to open up a cold case investigation. So if you could, because I think it's, did he give a date?
It was in the 80s. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is still nobody's been found out for it.
People are going to remember that, and they.
Yeah. Someone knows something about that.
Yeah. So we want your information, don't we?
Maybe we should contact the Royal Green Jackets Association.
Yeah. And he says, "Keep up the good work. Where the fuck is Chizard? I ain't heard him lately. Big hugs and kisses. He likes the idea of the prank calls. Come on, what are you waiting for, guys? Let's get it fucking going in quick time." He goes on a rant. P.S. Steve, get the fuck better and let's get this show on the road. They don't make them like they used to.
Oh, it was you that was ill.
He thinks I'm he thinks this voice is Steve,
Right.
who was
Infantry.
Yeah.
Eating crayons.
I've read it out now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice one,
Send
Bobby.
us your information.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, do some digging on that. I want to find out who done it.
People have sent me
We'll
loads.
get him on an anonymous. What is it? We'll get him on a muffled. We'll change the voice.
Yeah.
Do an interview with him. That'd be good.
Yeah, we'll black his face out and call him Sharon or something.
Yeah.
Some people have sent me some funny stories in. So Chris Bryant, he remembers seeing when Stokes first turned up to the regiment, he sent him to the stores with a sledgehammer and a note saying, "Give me all your money or I'm going to smash your bald head in." He also got someone.
It's just pure aggression, needless aggression, isn't it? I love
that
it.
happened to me. My mate Paul done it to me. He also got someone to sit in the driver's cab of a tank with all the hatches shut. And told him to sound the horn every 30 minutes for 5 seconds, so they could do a depressurization calibration test. So this new lad was sat there doing it. The troop sergeant went running out. Who the fuck's doing that? Blah, blah, blah. And the lad went, "No, I'm doing a depressurization calibration test." The troop sergeant called him a silly cunt.
Rightly so.
Yeah, Bottle. He remembers there was a lad in Badger Squadron, our squadron called Hughes, but he looked like the Milky Bar kid. I don't know how he got through training, but he remembers someone giving Hughes a bag of piss and told him the sergeant major wanted a PI 55 sample. So Hughes went to the sergeant major's office with his bag of piss and it burst in his office. Yeah, Bottle, we used to enjoy pissing in people's shower gels, drawing cocks on people's helmets, pissing in kettles. He said Skid once stuck a toothbrush up his arse. Or sorry, Skid
These
once,
tankies and toothbrushes up
yeah,
arses.
Skid once stuck Bottle's toothbrush up his arse. And he said he remembers someone spunking on a Mr. Bean's Holiday DVD, then using a syringe to transfer it into someone's toothpaste.
Oh,
That sounds like a very specific memory.
Yeah, going the extra mile.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Susie said,
Just happened to have a syringe on him, like.
yeah, Susie said all the usual shit, being sent to the stores with Sergeant Major with a pickaxe handle or a hammer. The good one was disconnecting the giggle pin. You get a new lad to hold the end of the muzzle of the gun on the tank. It's quite long. And say, right, I'm going to disconnect the giggle pin. It's going to get really heavy. So the new lad stood there, this muzzle on his shoulder. Yeah. And he slowly depressed the gun.
Right.
And they think it's getting heavy.
Down
Hold it, don't you drop it. And also testing the tank suspension by giving the new lad a spare track link, about 20, 30 kilo, and jumping on the back decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had, so yesterday, I don't know if you see it, Chiz, so I put a thing on Facebook saying that you'd be in today recording.
I don't know why I don't come up on my Facebook.
And I said, like, if anyone's got any questions or anything, and we had one comment. And I read it out to Steve and that, and it's like, even me and Steve were like,
oh God, what's it going to be?
Like, put it this way, it was bad enough that Facebook hid the comment
Oh, really?
on the timeline.
You can see it first.
Yeah. So this is from Jay Hall. So he even says this. So he's ex-REME, like Royal Engineers Minus Education. I think I even went to school with this geezer. But his question is, what did it feel like joining up just to guard an airbase? I'm ex-REME. You can take the piss all you like. Heard it all before. And I used to look at the RAF Reg in Bastion and think,
jealous.
What do you actually do? Cutting around like you owned the place.
We did.
If shit went down, you guys would be the last to be summoned upon.
Well, but
I feel bad.
What's his name? Jay Hall.
Jay Hall.
It's not even a good name.
That's your comeback.
Just hold it up before you answer. So I said, like, going along, good question. We will definitely put it to Chiz. And then he comes back and he goes, hope he sees the funny side. Shots fired.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's why I joined the RAF Reg, though. Like, I mean, I could have joined the army and fucking lived in a trench the whole time and got paid fuck all and lived in a shared room of 4 other geezers. Or I could join the RAF Reg, paid a little bit more, got my own room, in a mess every night. I mean, who's the muggins? You know what I mean?
Exactly, true. Because me and Steve, when I read this out, I was saying, like, well, I like what Steve said in one of the first times I met him, like, it's all right for us to have inter-house banter, but if a civvy tried taking the piss out of the RAF, it's like, hey, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously, that for me, it was that video of the 5 mile of death.
Oh,
and the fact that I served on an RAF camp, and it was like when they had a new batch of lads come out of the factory and that, and they were twats. Like the older the RAF Reg blokes were sound, like, but we don't know. Why did a RAF Reg get such a hard time? Because, as you say, it's like, choose your trade, isn't it? Like,
yeah, well, I don't know. They've done a bit over time, got a few battle honours, a couple of Victoria Crosses, I think.
Yeah, but there's something, like, especially the Air Force, there's some jobs in the Air Force that you think, fucking hell, is that a real job? You lay tables in an officer's mess, and that is a job. But it's like, they don't get no shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the RAF Reg do.
Yeah, well.
I can't believe I'm
fair,
defending
I didn't even know they were people, to be fair. That
well,
lay tables.
Air hostesses and
right, gotcha.
It's jobs that, not take the piss out of them, but you just think, oh my god,
Yeah.
like,
That's a
job.
proper non-combat
Yeah,
role.
and it's just like fucking hell.
But did you experience shit when you were in? As in, like, were you aware of this thing of like?
Oh yeah, massively. Yeah. But I didn't know it was a thing until I joined.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like the fill your boots come about on the scene on social media.
Why
and
did
stuff.
you join the ref reg?
I don't know. Well, I always like the Air Force. I wanted to be a pilot, but I thought there's no fucking chance.
So you got
Exactly,
fucking stitched up at the recruiting office.
Yeah. So well, no. I didn't go in saying I want to be a pilot because I just thought apparently only at the time they only hired 10 pilots a year.
Yeah.
I thought I went to public services. Funny enough, at college.
Oh, fucking most useless course ever,
literally,
wasn't it?
just
Yeah.
absolute DOS. and
They
it was
say to you, look,
class.
just join this regiment, get your foot in the door.
Yeah. But no, and then I went to Air Cadets. But I like my fizz and that, so I thought, I'll do just an infantry role in the Air Force.
I'd never heard of the ref reg.
Yeah.
But then I didn't know many people in the RF growing up.
Mm.
But I know the first time I went to Basra Airport, I see these blokes in Wimmicks, like tooled up to the nines in vests. And I said, who's that? Is that the SAS? No, they guard the Neffy. It's just a joke from then on, like, they guard the Neffy. And obviously they do a lot more than guard the Neffy.
Yeah.
I done an op with them once. Basra Airport, there was a shed, no lie, about 200 metres outside, just a little shed, 6x6.
Right.
And they decided that was like an OP,
Yeah, an OP.
a militia OP. So they wanted them, the ref reg were going to storm it, but they wanted some armour to give a bit of armoured support. So we had a troop of warriors, we went out there, and I remember, like, I was a dismount, so we dived out the back and got in these fire positions, and it was the Chogi police station's toilet.
Right.
So we was like lying in
House.
Chogi shit, and the ref reg kicked the doors open in his shed, and it was just a shed. There's no, like,
You never know. That's the thing, though. Like, there's so many good boys in the RAF Reg and good soldiers as well. Some fucking good soldiers. And like, some go on to
Are they soldiers?
SSG and well, you wouldn't know. Go on to SSG and do their all arms and stuff like that. Some fucking good boys in there. But when we was on tour, and this is like, from my perspective, like, we are trained as infantry.
Yeah.
And we want to do what the infantry do. And
Eat crayons.
yeah. And be a bit more on the offensive rather than defensive. But we were formed primarily to do that role, to stop the blitzkrieg, basically. That's why, was it King George or whatever it was at the time? That's why he formed us, to stop that. So that's always going to be our core role. But there's, I mean, the better side of the role was the best thing I ever did. It was the hardest.
Was
also,
that photography course?
was medical emergency response on the back like that. And RAF Reg did that all through Herrick, and that was the most rewarding, but also the hardest thing.
Of course. Because this is the thing.
But you want to do that, and obviously we do get a bit of stick, and I'll take it on the chin. You know what I mean, and try and give it back. But the boys want to do more. But obviously, I don't know.
I could appreciate that, because obviously when I was I think Afghan, you were mainly guarding Bastion or on the Mert. Whereas I've heard stories from Mick about his time in Iraq and that on some of the telex where, like, the RAF Reg, they wouldn't be putting ops in, but they'd be patrolling further out the wire as it were, to give sort of force protection. And I know, so I don't know whether you guys, maybe it alludes to what you were saying, but I know, it's Stoner went on Herrick, must have been 2 after me, so 13, and it had died down a bit. I mean, not massively, but it weren't like the 10 and 11 that we experienced. And he was gutted about that, because he wanted to be that raw engineer, like doing Barmar, like clearing IEDs and that. And I get that sense from what you just said, where it's like, look, we want to do more. Some stuffy officer says, or it just doesn't work out like that.
Yeah. I mean, the main thing for us is, well, especially with Bastion, was we had to dominate the ground in the areas where airframes would be hit. So that is generally generally the place where there's not that much kinetic energy going, like contact and stuff going on. IEDs, like we hit IEDs. I mean, I've hit IED, mate lost his legs. You know what I mean? So it does happen, but you just
a Neffy.
but you want to do more. But you get a bad rep. But I know some fucking good soldiers.
Yeah.
No, I take it off to the people on them helicopters coming in.
Yeah.
What was the American one called?
Pedro.
They
That's
did not
it.
give a shit, did they? I know, like, our Mercs had surgeons, like
Yeah.
experts.
They
on
just
it.
had 2 PJs, didn't they?
Yeah, with machine guns all over it. They,
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't give a shit. But it was like, it's one of the things that you know that if the Brits are coming, you're probably going to survive. Or there's a good chance the Americans are coming, you're going to get out of there.
Yeah, you'd win the firefight.
But you might not survive.
When I got blown up and I turned around and that, and I said, because I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm fucked in that, and I was like, what is it? What have I got, Mert or Pedro?
Yeah.
The guy went Pedro, and I was like, fuck, because the Mert was it was a hospital in the air.
Yeah.
Whereas the Pedro was like an ambulance, and a fucking shit one at that.
Yeah. But I don't know what was the crew on a Pedro. Was it? I know they had 2 PJs, but I didn't know if they did the sort of the ground defence when it landed, but also the first aid. I don't know, because on Mert we had a doctor, a surgeon, and 2 doctor,
Candlestick maker.
a doctor, 2 paramedics, and what was the other person? It wasn't a surgeon. I can't remember. But there was a good 4 like trauma fucking specialists on the cab, and then anytime there was, I mean, we picked up one geezer. He was it's a funny story actually. Picked up I say it's funny. It ends up bad. ends up bad thinking about it, but we went out to get, and it was a US Special Forces interpreter had been shot, and he had in through the front, out of the back. And as we landed outside this fob, I thought I was fucking dreaming. The Mert landed, and we just go out 369, whether it's a contact or not. There was no contact this time, but we just go out 369 the RAF reg, and then this fob like opens up I swear to God, a golf cart in the middle of the fucking Helmand comes out of this fob. Swear to fucking God, all the geezers, massive beards, Hawaiian shirts, Bermuda shorts, like on this golf course, and they had what they call the little plate carriers rather than ospreys and stuff like that. They like, spinning around on this golf cart. I was like, where the fuck are we? It was mental. It was like right in the green zone.
Fucking hell.
And these boys all like, Hawaiian
Like they were on
shirts and
holiday
that.
or
Literally,
something.
and they had a golf cart. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm unfortunately.
Sure, you weren't dreaming or on
I
acid or
swear to
something.
God. But yeah, so that was just one casualty that time. And I was pumping plasma into him, and I was like, fucking hell, I'm out of my depth here. Is
that what you call it?
It was our first shout, huh?
Is that what you I'll fill him up.
Call me the Ghostbusters.
Is he still warm?
Fuck's sakes. Oh, God, you're a prick. But yeah, unfortunately, the guy died, like, but yeah, I know, yeah. Put your foot in it. But yeah, just, I mean, the first part of the story is fucking mental. Like, that actually happened.
I know in November we have our Canberra Day, and I think you've experienced it.
Yeah, Canberra Sands night. Yeah.
And we was in Bastion for Canberra, my troop, and we went out in the rob, and I nicked this Land Rover, and I pulled out, and my mate went, you want to take that back? Wait, look on the windscreen. I got out and looked, it said Mert. Oh, right, yeah.
that Landy set fire. We went to pick up sandwiches one day, and I was sat in it, and the fucking steering column just set fire in front of me. I was like, fucking hell. I run out. I was like, Tomo.
But you know, you were saying about the Pedro. So I got on the Pedro. Obviously, I couldn't see anything, but my memory was it being very fucking windy because obviously the side doors are open, aren't they? Like to the point where I'm thinking, I'm going to fall out here. And I reached out, and the only thing I could feel is what must have been like the Lodi or some American air crew's like calf muscle,
right?
Just holding on to it until we got to Bastion. And even when we got to Bastion, I remember him going, hey man, why had we've landed? Can you shuffle off? And I'm like, no, we fucking haven't. Why the fuck you lying to me? Because it was still so windy.
Road was turning.
And it was when I heard, because the RAF Fire Brigade come out and meet the
HLS,
to the HLS and transfer the casualty. And I heard this Cockney accent go, all right, geezer, come on, let's get you off. And I was like,
oh God, I'm home.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
How many, when you got pulled out, was it, I know you said there was another lad who had some leg injuries or lost his legs or whatever. Did he go on the same?
I can't, I presume so.
Right.
So obviously there was me and Simo. We must have been on that Pedro together. Must have been. I can't, as I said, I've got no visual memory of it. But interestingly, so I went Bastion up to Kabul to be operated on. And then maybe it was Kandahar or Lash. It would have been Kandahar, wouldn't it? To meet up with a flight to come back to the UK. And when I was in Kandahar, I remember this voice going, "All right, mate, you're Stu, aren't you?" Like, and it turned out to be another guy that I think he took a bit of timber into the side or somewhere, and so he must have been Kazivac as well. But as I said, I've got no
right.
Like, all I remember is just being like holding on to this calf muscle, like.
Yeah.
what the fuck's going on? But yeah, I mean, yeah. To be fair, having experienced waiting for a Mert to come in, like with a bloke's head on my lap, covering him from the sun, and you hear it, you hear the Apaches, then you hear the Chinook, you see the Apaches, and then it lands and the boys come off. It's like, you know, that sense of relief.
Massive.
I know when we had people die, used to do a 9-line. If someone was in 9-line, and I think the boss always had one written out, just a bullshit one, just to get, because they won't take off until
That's correct.
So he sent this bullshit one off. That gets me in here, and then you send a proper one.
Yeah.
As bad as that sounds, you need. But when someone died, you never told them they're dead because they won't come. You know?
Right.
Well, you're not priority no more.
Yeah.
So we never said they're dead because you don't want your mate in the bag. You know, like if you want to get rid of him.
Cat A, Cat B, Cat C, wasn't it?
T4.
Oh, that was it.
P4, P4. But yeah, I know, like, because you just want to get them back.
Yeah.
So yeah, not very nice. Yeah, God bless the RF.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Paul the Sailor.
Aye.
Yeah, he said they used to get new lads to do a job on the ships. They used to have fluorescent arrows pointing towards emergency exits. So he used to get the new lads to get a right-angled torch, and every night for an hour, hold it on these arrows to charge them up. He said he had one lad doing it for 2 weeks before he clocked.
What, 2 weeks solid? Fucking
Yeah.
Because we had them. There was that Matlow guy that was messaging us, wasn't he?
Yeah,
because we don't have any real engagement from Matlow's on this podcast, and we don't give them enough shit. Because this guy was going, I was expecting a lot more shit. I don't know. I just can't be bothered with them. Like, they fucking turn up off the coast of fucking Afghanistan or somewhere in the Indian Ocean, get a medal after being there for a day, just fucking
sunbathe and bum each other.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking.
I wish I joined the Navy.
Yeah, exactly.
Dog.
What bit?
The sunbathing.
Dog said he ended up at his mate's Vegas' married quarter after a day out on the piss. And they wanted a few more beers. So one lad called Pinky had really bushy eyebrows and he fell asleep.
Yeah.
So Vegas went to his wife's drawer of bits and got some Imac wax out, painted it on his eyebrows. And after an hour, someone suggested we should wake him up because the packaging says only leave it on for 5 minutes. So he tickled his nose and he started waking up and he rubbed his eyes. And in doing so, he rubbed the wax off onto his hair. Yeah. Somehow his eyebrows stayed there, but it melted all his hair. So this Pinky went home, and then about 10 minutes later, they heard a car speeding up the road, anchoring up outside the house, and it was Pinky. Wanted to kill someone, but they were just laughing because they couldn't believe he still had eyebrows.
Didn't you say like the other week that after a certain amount of time, your mum was fucking in order that you'd come back with eyebrows?
Yeah, I had both my eyebrows because I never had eyebrows. Always one at least. My mate Alex Truscott, he said he enjoyed getting the new lads to eat chocolate in the bar when drinking beer because that was a sin in the tank regiment, stickies and beer.
Oh, really?
You lot introduced me to that like the other Friday.
If you got caught doing that, you had to get your knob out on the bar and they whipped it. So
what whip were they whip with?
Well,
their tongue.
Yeah.
Peck said he had a special bit of leather.
Right.
I remember doing it, and I had to take my shoelaces off,
right,
tie a knot in the end of it, and they whipped my cock with
your own shoelace.
My own shoelace,
just to add insult to injury.
Even now, last night I had a beer, and my missus like, "For a bit of chocolate," and I was like, "No, I'm drinking beer." Oh yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, so your missus still enforces it? Was she trying to trick you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Get shoelaces on.
A shoelace like that. Like John Wayne in the background, she was.
Right, this guy. Where do you want this? There. So you're gonna have to edit somebody. If he
don't you ever touch my my decks again?
Oh, precious.
If he says a name, you're gonna have to.
All right, is it?
So he wants to be anonymous.
Oh, does he? But he shouldn't have sent in the
video.
No, he sent me about 5 or 6. They're quite funny.
Right, so who is it then?
I don't know his name.
Oh yeah, you don't know his name because he wants to be anonymous.
Yeah. So it's anonymous.
It's just a random man Steve came across once.
We had an OC, which we used to call the Tool. He was a fucking prick, and he was a frustrated NCO. Well, we had this dog, Fungus, that used to be a right little shit, and he lived in the mess, even though he was a major, and he used to leg it up before him for about 5 minutes, fucking barking and snarling at all the lads who were on jankers and shit. chasing fucking cars and all sorts, little bastard. So we thought we'd get it back. So me and a guy thought we'd get up early, wait for Fungus to come up, and with an entire packet of biscuits brown and that pate they used to do in a little tin, fed it an entire packet of biscuits brown. About 3 days later, comes up with no dog. No Fungus today, sir. Nah, fucking thing's in the doghouse. Oh, what's going on? Was he all right? No, bloody thing, acting really strangely, and was off his food yesterday. Woke up this morning and he'd shat all over my bunk. So, and there's another one to follow. Fucking hell, poor Fungus. Fuck him. He was a little bastard. He used to come out on company runs with us and trip everyone up. Just biting your heels and stuff, fucking teeth marks in your calves. But yeah, there's a better one than that. Fungus Part 2.
Fungus Part 2.
Yeah, little bastard.
His real name was
getting more raggy as he was getting older, and you weren't told not to bang your tabs in when you and say the company bunk. It's the guards or the grenadiers version of like company HQ. Yeah, no one, were told not to bang your tabs in because Fungus would attack you. So again, me and fucking English mustard. Keep the dog distracted, grab the dog, smeared English mustard on its ring piece, and the fucking thing started yelping. Of course, it was too hot for the dog to lick off. And I will fucking take this to my grave. Hilarious. It fucking rubbing its ass on the fucking waxed floor trying to get this fucking English mustard off. Fucking hilarious. And then, of course, came up and the dog's still fucking going for it. And luckily we got away with that one as well. But that's not, I say, proudest moment because fucking animal cruelty. But yeah, Fungus was a little cunt. And it was mustard season, all sort of, mate. It must have been honking. But fuck him. Yeah, little bastard. Oh mate, I'm not proud of these. I'm 51 years old now, man. Shouldn't.
He's I like his voice.
Yeah.
He's really quite strong, isn't it?
He sent me loads, so he's got some
Brian
fucking
Blessed-esque.
Yeah.
he sent me loads.
And he likes abusing dogs by
Yeah,
all
exactly,
accounts. Yeah, that's a good one.
Fungus is that must have been the nickname for the dog. Must have been, but that's a good nickname. That I'm going to use that. Some of the blokes at work, I think.
As long as you don't smear mustard around their ass.
They've got 20 quid.
Right. So yeah. Keep sending your stories in. We like them, especially if you've got any pranks, and we'll read them out. Steve says he's got a right list building up. So,
And I've literally just as we're talking, someone's message from Babs.
I don't know if it's that Barbara Windsor.
His surname
From the other side.
His surname is Barbara. Barber, sorry. I don't know if it's last week or the week before. We was talking about something, and I said about shit lips.
Yeah.
And I said the rumour I heard taking scabs off his arse and eat it. He said, "All right, lads, just finally finished listening to the latest podcast. Shit lips got his name given to him in phase 1. Has anything that come out of his mouth was shit. He also had an infectious disease then as well."
I love how that's the latter. That was that was the
afterthought.
not the important part.
I prefer the picking the scabs off his arse and eating
definitely.
them.
Rancid. Absolute
Cheers
rancid.
for clarifying that, Babs.
All right, so now we come into the main part of the show where we're going to discuss some more of our own. Are we good?
Yeah, we are good.
All
Just
right.
make sure it was recording. I saw
No,
it.
sound. But is
It
the
is, yeah, it's good.
sound? Yeah, cool. Thank you. And then hopefully, we're going to discuss some more of our own, and then we're going to go into Steve. He's been working on this for a long time, so hopefully it's going to be good. But have you had a chance, Chizard, to think of any that you can remember?
I mean, there was a.
Sure, you served.
Yeah, there was a good one. There was a lad we had called Gemmo is his name. That's his nickname.
I thought that was you that had mates that had female nicknames.
But he
And your missus. And that your missus name?
Gems is my missus. Yeah, but his name was Jemison, I think. But we haven't called him Gemmo. But he changed religion. He changed Islam to marry this bird, and so. And he had a big nose as well, so Fat Shep used to call him the Juslim. So he got that nickname, but then he'd come back off patrol, like everyone's fucking hanging out, whatever, he'd been out for 4 days or whatever, and Shep had a cushy little number when we was on tour, and he used to just leave like pig paraphernalia around his room and stuff. Just
What's pig paraphernalia?
just like fucking right oink oink on his fucking mozzie pod stuff like that.
Bother him.
And like bacon fries and his pod and stuff. Just to wind him up, and it probably did grind him down a bit.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, hopefully you don't listen to this. But then
well, you don't share it with any of your Raff Reg mates, do you?
but his
ain't got any.
betrothed, what is it? Betrothed. His wife at the time. She fucking cheated on him when he was on tour.
With a
And
pig.
he changed religion for her mental.
Oh god.
Yeah, but surely it's not that hard to change back, is it? It's not like
Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah, I'll give up. I'm gonna have my prayer mat in.
Yeah.
I'm not
Into
driving that
stores.
flying carpet no more.
Yeah. So you mentioned one earlier on where you Harry blacked someone's room.
Yeah.
So we done one where we tinfoiled everything in their room,
Yeah.
their bed, the lot, and it's effort, but it's fucking worth it.
Yeah, because
it's
there's 10
so worth
when there's
it.
10 of you on it, you can do it in about 20, 30 minutes. But when it's one guy having to undo all his own shit, it's probably hours.
Yeah. So I remember, because do you know what? Like, so I was thinking about this, like, what pranks? And my mind went blank. I was like, but as I love doing the podcast because the more like I start thinking about, oh yeah, remember that time.
Yeah.
So I remember being on an exercise, and I'm sure it was only like a squadron level exercise. It weren't nothing massive. And remember, you had the old like the Biffs and that would be playing enemy. So you'd do the old
In the deserts.
yeah, that was it. Yeah. So you'd be like, you'd have a patrol and the enemy could be somewhere, and then it's like the old Cold War drills, pepper potted up, and then, like fucking fire and maneuver forward, and all
Baseline,
this sort of thing.
yeah.
So I remember we stumbled. Well, we knew that the enemy was in the vicinity, and it was like it was pretty late at night. But we ended up stumbling into their position. They were getting their fat ones down.
Right.
So we ended up like sneaking up and nicking their rifles and bringing them back to our harbour area. And obviously there was like, so maybe I was a lance jack at the time. So there was only like, it was like full screw. It was like proper, just a section. So there was no seniors or nothing. So we brought these rifles back, and you can imagine like the next morning, it's like these fucking Biffs that are playing enemy are like, where the fuck are our rifles? And it's like become a massive, obviously it's like, what's going on? And we're like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah. Oh,
We've got them.
Yeah.
So we ended up giving them back, minus the cocking handles. But yeah, it was good. I just thought it brilliant. Like,
Something I used to love doing on ranges was putting people's, is it fire selector you called it?
On auto.
Yeah,
Oh,
put an
yeah,
auto.
yeah.
What was it called? A fire selector switch? Or something?
Change lever. Something change
Something like that,
lever.
yeah. But I done print test one. You know, Princess.
Yeah.
We had like a VIP or something on the range, and I'd done his. Fired off a burst.
Mate, you check that every time. I would
Yeah,
always
yeah.
check that. You know what I mean? Was it safety, magazine? Then it was change lever, wasn't it? So I'd check,
Yeah,
make sure
yeah.
I'd fucking
You're
check
right.
that every fucking time.
Slick drills, that.
Slick drills.
So the other one that sprung to mind was like if somebody left their beret like anywhere, get it, get
Shoe
some
polish.
boot polish,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
put it round the rim on the inside, be like that.
We used to put the cat badge up. I wasn't our barrier, you put the cat badge upside
yeah.
down. So that was a waste of
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Amount of people that have got like a squadron photo, and senior ranks got the cat badge upside down.
Class. Cat badging, did you ever do
Yeah,
that?
you bang 'em in the
Smash
forehead.
Oh yeah.
Fist
You
them in
didn't-
a
we used to call it
arrow
snake
badge.
biting.
all
Snake
you could
biting.
do with all you needed to do was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, snake bite because it leaves 2 holes in the head. Fucking dog keeps farting.
I can't smell it.
I
It's
can't.
not your
Put
feet.
some mustard on her ass.
But yeah, should we get into these?
Is it the prank section?
Should we get into these pranks?
Yeah, shall I find Tidworth guard room?
Right.
Three.
What's the plan, Steve?
Right, so Colonel Tarquin of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards is going to phone them and tell them he's left his horse tied up inside the main gate for the CO of the King's Royal Hussars to collect. Can you send a private round and make sure he's okay?
Tidworth Guard Room, Court Benson, I can help.
Hello, this is Colonel Tarquin of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards. How are you?
I'm very well, sir, thanks.
Hello, I wonder if you can help me. I've left my horse tied up around the side of the guard room, just on the inside of the main gate. And the CEO of the King's Royal Hussars is going to collect it.
Okay.
Are you able to send one of the privates around to give us some water?
No, not really.
Okay, thank you.
You done spot
I
on the
wasn't
voice.
fucking expecting the voice there. That was fucking brilliant. He knew though, didn't he?
Yeah.
So you have to. I'm wondering if you can. So what regiment was it?
What I was saying?
No. Who,
I didn't. He corporal something. Like
no, what guard room?
Tidworth main guard room. Garrison.
I wonder.
Who's there?
Fucking loads.
Oh, right.
I did try individual guard rooms, but they go through the welfare.
Right, gotcha.
I wonder
I
if
did try and get
Back to welfare.
yeah, my mate Susie, he's RQMS Tech or something like that. I was trying to get his number. But they don't have landlines in their offices no more, apparently. It's all done through Teams, so you can't phone the RSM no more and tell him you love him.
So what, we need to try. So if you're listening to this, fucking, if you recognise whoever that was, if you know anyone at Tidworth, fucking get onto him to listen to that. Fair play to him. He was like that. He went, hello, sir.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I was like, he's gone for it. He's actually gone for it. He's bit.
Oh.
Right, I've got another one.
Right, come. So, right, I don't want to be privy to it. So, who are we ringing?
RAF Lossiemouth.
Nice.
Is that all right with you, Stu?
Yes, mate, yeah. Are you putting on a Scottish accent? What are you doing here?
Oh, hey.
Gadrum, Cop Bartley.
Hello. How are you?
Excellent, thank you.
Hi. I got a complaint to make.
Have you?
Aye. Your planes you keep flying about in the sky, they're upsetting me
Aye.
poodles. They're not eating their dinner.
Oh dear.
I've been trying to feed me poodles haggis, and they normally love their haggis, but they're not eating it.
What the? Oh dear.
Can you
try some
tell your
brown sauce
planes
with
to
it?
keep their noise down?
I will do.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
That is brilliant. Oh, fucking hell.
You're a chameleon. You truly are,
Right.
Steve Black.
Do you know anyone up at Lossiemouth?
Yeah, the 51 boys are still up there. Yeah, I might know a mate of mine, Flame. Let me ask him.
Flame.
Flame.
Why is he called Flame?
He's ginger.
What, not Ginger?
Yeah. You notice how gingers get
A ginger with a nickname.
with a cool nickname as well, like Flame.
Woke.
And that was brilliant. Well, at first, he was a bit confused at first, wasn't he? And then he was like, this is, I'm being had up here. So again, if you know anyone, so Chizard's going to get onto his power. But if you know anyone at Lossiemouth who that
Right.
might have been,
Next one is Sleechy.
why are you interrupting me?
Sorry.
Share it.
I'm
Share.
excited about this one.
Right, Sleechy.
So, Birmingham Council are going to phone Sleechy.
Birmingham Council are going to phone Sleechy, right?
Yeah.
Does he live in Birmingham?
Near there, yeah.
Oh, okay,
He's a
gotcha.
brummie.
Yeah.
He's a painter and decorator. And I believe he's been leaving his fly tipping, his painting and decorating rubbish, and taking advantage of the recent bin strikes.
This is a good one.
You've dialed an incorrect number.
What's gone wrong there? You have to get. Oh, you can't get him on WhatsApp.
No, I've done it
can you?
wrong. I've done it wrong.
Oh, he's done it wrong.
Right.
Bloody hell. Numbers.
Good, still good, yeah.
Oh.
Are you putting on a Brummie accent for this, then, are you? How can you do it? Honestly,
I
I'm shit with
know.
accents. He's well good.
Hi, this is Matt Seabright, Paint and Decorators. I can't get you right now, but if you'd like to call me back or leave me a message and your number, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
After you've finished your message, just hang up. Or to hear more options, please press 1.
Hello, this is Jonathan from Birmingham City Council. We've got reason to believe that MW Seabright Painting and Decorating have been fly tipping, and we believe you are taking advantage of the local bin strikes and discarding your waste painting and decorating equipment. Can you please get back to us and let us know how you're going to clear up this mess?
How?
Class.
That's class.
Can't we get another number for him? Is that it? Is that all we got? Oh, fucking hell. That would have been brilliant. I'd have loved he's Sleechy, if you're listening to this, then
Hopefully he sends like a fucking voicemail back or calls you back. Or
yeah. He blanked the number, didn't he?
That is the number. he normally calls us from.
Can't you ring? Can't you ring him off? Because he won't have your number, will he? Maybe his his phone automatically diverts unknown numbers.
But how are you going to ring him then?
Because he hasn't got Steve's number. He's only got the muster point number.
Right, okay.
We're going again?
Yeah.
All right, Sleechy, take 2.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Jonathan. I'm from Birmingham City Council. I'm looking to speak to the owner of MWC Bright Painting and Decorating.
Who's this, please?
Jonathan from Birmingham City Council.
Hang on. Say again, please.
I'm looking to speak to the owner of NW Bright Painting and Decorating.
I'm afraid he's not in at the moment.
Fuck off. This is.
Can I speak to Sleechy, please?
I knew it was you. That's the shittest accent I've ever heard.
How you doing, mate?
I'm sound. How are you two boys?
There's three of us today. Got Chizzard's back.
Sleechy, you all right, mate? It's Chizzard.
All right, Chizzard. Where have you been, mate? Missing in action.
Double busy, mate. Double busy.
We've been doing some prank calls, and we thought we'd try you.
Oh, brilliant, lads!
I've left you a voice note.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant! MWC Bright for paint decorating. Fuck off!
Did you know straight away, Sleechy? Did you know?
Do you know? At first, I was like, "Who's that?" Because I knew he weren't the council, but then I put it on loudspeaker and I recognised Steve's voice. I recognised your voice, and I thought, that's a fucking tanky voice, that is, all day long.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. How you doing, though? You good? You got any dits for us?
Yeah.
Any pranks?
Loads. Is this recording or anything?
Yeah, you're recording, mate. Yeah.
You fuckers.
Yeah.
I sent you one in yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Have we done it?
No, we haven't done it yet.
Maybe we'll do it in a bit.
Mate, thing is, you've prank called me, and that's one of my favourite things. So that's karma getting thrown back on me, innit?
We didn't get you, though.
We didn't get you.
So good for us.
I thought the Brummie accent was spot on.
We were happy.
We thought that was.
I thought that was my 6 lives in a potato man accent.
It was quality, mate. That's more of a black country accent you had there, though, mate.
There you go.
Birmingham
Put that on your CV, Steve.
Wolverhampton.
Quality. What else have you pranking any other people?
Who we done?
We'll find out on Friday.
Yeah. No spoilers, mate. No spoilers.
No spoilers. I'll be on it.
Yeah,
I'll be on it. And Chizzard's appeared again.
I know, yeah. Back from the depths, mate. Back from the
Back from his
depths.
hotel.
Yeah.
How are you, mate? I've enjoyed your stories.
Oh, cheers, mate. I've got loads of them. I'll send some more in for you boys.
Yeah, please do. All right, mate. We better let you get on in. See you later, Sleechy.
Quality, lads.
See you later,
nice
mate.
one.
Take it easy.
See you later. Bye.
He's brilliant, isn't he? I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
I wish he was my dad.
Yeah.
Sounds like my mate Griff. He's up that way, yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
So I've got a black country.
Yeah.
Is there any? Yeah, you said Wolverhampton Council.
I remember. You know what? Actually, I remember going to, when I done a photography course. We was looking for a nightclub called Cheeky Monkeys.
Right.
And we was walking around Wolverhampton, and everyone's going, "Where's Cheeky Monkeys?" And they're going, "Nah." And in the end, I went, "Excuse me, do you know where Cheeky Monkeys is?" And the woman went, "Yeah, just around there on the corner." And it was a shithole.
Yeah. Well, it would be with a name like that, wouldn't it?
Final one is Feggy.
Feggy. What we do? Right, yeah, go on. Surprise us.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah.
I like it. It's got my number. I 141 it.
Yeah, and then you can use. I guess you can use mine.
Oh, mine, yeah.
And I'm gonna be.
No, don't tell us.
Right,
we want excitement, surprise.
Makes it that much harder to keep it together, though.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
He's doing that weird thing with his hand again, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, Feggy, you missed that.
Never mind.
Do you want to do the Sam Stone Street one? Do you reckon you're capable of cuffing that. Saying
I reckon
about
Chizzard because he's got the better.
Hello.
Hello, is that Sam Stone Street?
It is.
Hello, mate. My name's Gareth. I'm from Tag Heuer, and we've been working with the London Marathon. I believe you just completed. Is that right?
That's true.
Congratulations, very well done. I'm ringing you up. We've had a slight technical malfunction. There was a lag in the intercoil fibers for the time readings, and so we're just going around and speaking to everyone. We really like to apologise, but the time is about 4 minutes slower than what we've told you already. So your time actually, the official time was 4 hours, 3 minutes and 32 seconds.
Shut up.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
No, you're not. That's not true.
I know. Yeah,
this is a wind up, isn't it?
No, this is not. I'm having to ring everybody up. I'm afraid.
Definitely a wind up. Look, my Garmin didn't have your little drama, so.
but your Garmin doesn't have the intercoil fibers that our technology has.
No, but it couldn't have had the same error as your intercoil fibers.
I would check the GPS on that because we did speak to our Garmin colleagues and they did say there was a problem with the satellite on the Garmin's.
Did they? Well, okay. So which one was wrong? I know this is a wind up.
It's a wind up watch. Oh, that definitely wouldn't work then if it's a wind up watch.
Come on, who is this?
Bumder.
You're right, Sam.
You're
live on the Muster Point podcast.
You bumder.
No. You shouldn't do that to a man who's so pure right now. I'm in bits.
Sorry, mate.
Did you believe it for a second? Did you believe it for a second?
Yeah. You sounded too serious.
Oh, bless you.
I was getting angry.
Yeah, I bet you were.
So I fucking told everybody, I've used my language, that I did under 4 hours by 30 seconds.
I knew that one would get you, mate. So.
Bless you.
Well done, Sam. Sorry about that. The boys made me do it.
Who is this?
This is the Chizzard, the chicken lizard.
Is it?
Yeah, how you doing? You're right.
Yeah, you've got a very professional sounding voice.
Yes. Yeah, that's why
that's why the ladies love me.
What the fibers was it?
The intercoil fibers.
Moral fiber.
On the flux capacitor.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, you're a good sport, Sam. I love you,
man. I'll see you Sunday, the 11th.
Oh yeah, he's coming down to the VE day.
Oh, he's going to give me an engineer slap.
Yeah. What is an engineer slap, by the way, Sam?
Don't know. Who said who said that was getting dished out?
You said you was going to give me an engineer slap.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Well, I probably owe you a couple now. Right.
All right, fair one, mate. You get your head down. You got a big day tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
See you later, mate.
Bless him. You can tell. I think
that's good.
Knowing him, there was a point.
Yeah,
where it was like, oh my.
Did he go, "You're joking" or something like that?
Yeah. That was brilliant. Well played. Right, that was.
I've got one from Sleechy now.
Right, go on.
Right, lads, right, Steve. Right, Stu, how's it going? This is Sleechy here. Yeah, just listen to the last episode. Absolute quality. Really good, lads. Keep up the good work. Anyway, he was asking on that about insults and pranks and shit. Well, when I was a screw at ITC Catcher, one of the other screw guys to work with, his fucking sound he was, called Dave Guys, Raw Langens. He used to call, his word for the fucking recruits was, he used to call them squash donut face. Oi, fucking squash donut face, come in and all that. But anyway, we had this, we used to get some proper creatures come through, like, recruits. Some of them are fucking, you know what bogging recruits are like. And we had one, and he had a fucked up face. His face was horrific, honestly. I don't know what was wrong with it, but he was just fucking, he was the ugliest bloke in fucking NATO. So he had a face like a bag of smashed crabs. Sound kidding that, but fucking horrible. Anyway, so fucking, obviously Spicy Rice, he calls everybody squash donut face. He's calling this fucking kid squash donut face and all this stuff. And this fucking squash donut face has like a fucking full-on wiggy about it. And it got, fucking, it's like bullying, isn't it, really? And it goes up to the fucking chain of command. So me, the platoon sergeant, and the other two screws got pulled into the office, and Sergeant Major's in there. And he goes, right, lads, fucking, you've got to stop with the fucking squash donut face on this kid because he's got a fucked up face and his mum's been on the phone and all this. Like, you've got to fucking stop it. You We were like, yeah, all right, sound. Anyway, so Sergeant Major left the fucking room, called in Squash Donut Face, and said, right, don't worry about it. We're going to make sure nothing else happens, blah, blah, blah. Right, right, sound. Just as that happened, this platoon sergeant from another platoon, I can't remember his fucking name, walks in. He doesn't know any of this has gone on. So he just walks in, fresh out the blue, looks at this Squash Donut Face and goes, fucking hell, mate, what the fuck, what's the fucking crack of your face like? Do you know what I mean? It was like, and oh man, it was bad. It was bad. This kid's fucking tears coming out of his eyes and everything. Fucking, yeah. Bullying, really. But fucking character building, we all had shit like that happen to us, didn't we? It was all right anyway in the end. Anyway, nice one, lads. Good to hear the last episode. Fucking cracking. See you soon. Bye.
We need to get his wife on at some point because she works, she supports veterans as well.
Yeah.
Get a bit more, not in that way.
Orally or, yeah.
Well, she was just on, wasn't she, when we rang him?
No, she did leave us a voice note before, I think. And told us
she?
Yeah.
She went, he's not in. We were speaking to him for 3 minutes.
Oh, good one. Right. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm falling to pieces.
No,
It's like
it's
really
good.
warm. I'm wearing a hoodie,
Yeah,
so.
more for you.
Put your new polo on.
Yeah, smart this.
New gilet. Are we doing a Muckers Remembered or Bravos?
Oh, yeah, shit. Fucking hell.
Well, the thing is, if it's going on a bit, we don't have to, do we?
No.
We can do a Muckers Remembered, but the Bravo Zulu, we don't have to, do we?
No, we don't have to do that. You got Muckers Remembered?
Yeah, I got one.
All right,
When's it for? This episode or?
Well, any episode, really. It's not like an anniversary of his death or anything, so he died in March. So, yeah, not this March. 2016.
Well, do you want to do it? We might as well. It'd be a nice little break between.
Is it, or should we save it just because it's like a prank episode? Should we
Yeah,
save
but then
it?
that's the thing with this. So we go serious prank.
Right.
serious.
Okay. All right.
So I think it'd be a good.
Yeah, go on. Actually, let's just see if this works because this may help me. Oh, right. Yeah, that'll work. Right. So let's. I just think you summed it up there nicely. What we do on this podcast is we go banter, serious, banter, serious.
Yeah, it's like being stroked with one hand and slapped with the other.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a lot of banter. I am.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. It was good.
We haven't really had a rant
It's
or
all
anything,
right.
have we, this time?
Nah, I did put some in the notes. I put a bit of a rant, but I thought, you know what, Chizard's here. Fucking things are good. The weather's good.
Lads.
Yeah, let's. Right, but serious now.
So this week, Chizard's got a mucker that he'd like to remember. So Chizard, would you like to share it with us?
Yeah, so the boys asked me if I've got a mucker to remember, and there is one for me, a guy called Cy Baldwin, Shifty B as we used to call him. He was on 15 Squadron RAF Reg with me, and really good lad, really nice lad. There was a lot of crow bashers and stuff when we got on Squadron, but he was one of the few that wasn't like that, and he was sound. He was a all-round good lad. And we got back from tour 2014 was our last one. And then he left the regiment, and he was back up north east. He was from. His sort of civilian life sort of crumbled around him. Unfortunately, I think he split up with the wife, mother of his kids, and then he found a new girlfriend who was desperately in love with. And then a short while later, she had some kind of terminal illness, and then she passed away, and he then was just lingering on that, basically, unfortunately, and he had some other demons. He went for a job with the police. It was rejected, and I think about a week later, in March 2016, he took his own life, unfortunately. He was a very good lad, and I know, all the boys on 15 Squadron around that time had nothing but good stuff to say about him, and he just happened to fall on bad times, and unfortunately, it got the best of him. But yeah, he was a great guy, so yeah, nice to remember him.
You just got, this is what I say a lot. You don't know what's around the corner. Your circumstances change. Everyone gets to a point in their life where they might need a bit of help, guidance, support. Sad.
Tough.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling to think that maybe if he'd have had the muster point or something similar to that up his way, then maybe that might have been a different outcome. And you've got to look at it that way. I think that your providing an outlet for veterans that may be in a dark space, like Si was in, and maybe this is the difference between what happened to him and a better story.
Yeah,
it can only help, can't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and sometimes it doesn't need to be grand gestures or massive amounts of therapy. It's sometimes it's just the little things which can make a difference, isn't it? Like it's remembering how to have a laugh. I think we've had it shared a lot with us from listeners that maybe, especially us lot from Afghan and Iraq and that was our memories. And by having even like the prank phone calls, hopefully it stimulates a bit of humour and remembers that not all
so
the
many
times are bad.
workplaces now. I don't want to say woke, but it's drummed into people. You can't have a laugh. You know, you can't piss at each other because people take things the wrong way. And I know that is true, but I say hopefully we give people a bit of an escape. People can text in, phone in, whatever. And
I mean, because I was honestly, there was a bit of element of me that was worried about doing prank phone calls, thinking, oh, fucking someone's going to cop the ump. And I reckon somebody out there probably will cop the ump. But we ain't done any. It's harmless what we've done. Do you know what I mean? Like
that's good fun, wasn't it? I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Steve's accent's top notch.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
a lot of, like I say, when I was in the army, I've said it before, I used to phone my RSM all the time. Just tell him I love him. And if I got a call, I'd have been bounced.
Of course.
And it's just like, who gives a shit? It's
In
the army, you can't do things like that.
Really good.
But that's what makes it even funnier, is the buzz of not getting caught.
Yeah.
Well, for this one, we almost want to get caught because we want to know who those blokes on guard were.
I think Sam Stone Street was the closest to believing it.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I felt there was no guilt in me whatsoever because I knew that'd kill him.
They did as well. You could hear his heart break.
Yeah, bless him. But especially as he ran it yesterday and he's starting a new job tomorrow. He's lying there like crippled and that. But yeah. What are we going to do next week?
Right, I did have a couple of ideas here.
Well, it ain't a vote. Just pick one.
Most shocking things, most shocking thing witnessed in your time, and that could be something horrific. But it could be, you walked in and your mate and he's getting bummed.
Chizzard.
It could anything.
Did you actually witness that?
Very close.
Oh, bless you.
Smell.
The smell. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh, was that your gay mate that you were telling us about? Was it him?
I had a couple of gays in my regiment.
Did you? Yeah. Classic tankies.
Yeah. We love the cock.
So that's what we're doing. The most shocking thing you've witnessed, whether it be obviously the gruesome on tour or the strange things that go on in the back of a tank.
With piss and spam, wasn't it?
Yeah. And well, we'll look forward to that.
And just anything funny.
Anything weird. Weirder the better.
Slokes has got a funny story. I keep trying to get him to send me a voice note about him sticking a sausage up his ass.
I'll come and just make it up.
Oh, no, it's a good story.
Oh, right, so anything else? What else? As I said, look out for the signed football memorabilia. Come down to Stevenage if you're nearby. Come down even if you ain't nearby. You got anything to say, Chizzard? Coming back, how have you felt?
No, it's been good, especially this episode. I've very much enjoyed myself. It's been top notch. Steve, accents. Tip mat to you, mate. Top notch.
I do it at work all the time. I phone because we put calls out on a tannoy. And I always phone reception and get them to put silly calls out.
I love it.
That's what Eve was going to get last night.
Yeah.
I didn't have a hissy fit in my name.
Didn't shit your panties.
We're trying to. Do we need to mention anything else?
What would you say if you're a business, or you can provide something for the raffle, maybe?
Yeah. Get in touch.
VE Day. Yeah.
Obviously, I mentioned last time about Chizzard's email address, but do you want to read it out again?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it is. Going off the top of my head. Chizzard, that is Charlie Hotel India Zulu Alpha Romeo Delta at themusterpoint.org, is it?
That's correct.
.uk.
Well done,
It took Steve 3 months to learn that. So I've done
So
well there.
what is your email address for normal people then? Chizzard.
I'm not telling my real email address. No, it's Chizzard.
Steve's still got it written down here, look.
I still get it wrong.
Yeah, so reach out.
Reach out.
Do you want to speak to the
Speak out.
the clever one? Don't put that in. That sounded stupid.
Going in there.
Oh, right. Right, that's today's mischief mission complete. If MI5 kicks the door in tomorrow, it was Chizard's idea.
Massive shout out to every poor sod working the guard room tonight who took our prank calls like true champions or put us straight through to the RSM without a second thought.
Yeah, if anyone asks, I wasn't here. This is all deep fake AI generated nonsense. Honest gov.
If you've ever pulled a prank so bad it made a corporal cry or so good it made a sergeant laugh against their will, send it in.
Voice notes, DMs, carrier pigeons, stick it on a smoke signal if you have to. Find us on Facebook at the Muster Point Veterans, X at the Muster Point, TikTok at the Muster Point, and YouTube, the Muster Point Veterans.
Round of applause. You tried to get him with that one as well, didn't you? Put all the master points in there. And if you get stitched up at work this week because you listen to us, send us the evidence. Bonus points if it involves cling film, talcum powder, or a dummy grenade.
Next week, we'll be back with more chaos, more laughs, and probably even less chance of getting insured for public liability.
Subscribe, rate the podcast, share it with your mate who still hasn't realised the unit bar tab was a setup.
And remember, always prank responsibly. Or at least have a good escape route.
Until then, hooray! Fall out!
Ladies, legends.
Keep it sneaky, you beautiful banter goblins.